So I've been doing YouTube for a little while now, and one of the major things to talk about and discuss with most people is the gear that you use and why you use it and what it's used for. Personally, when I started doing YouTube over 10 years ago, and I wasn't going by this name and all this other stuff, it was the case of like I created videos in my room half an hour at a time, just recording myself with my phone. And I still use my phone most of the time. It's what I've been using for the past like 10 videos of my channel. I've been recording myself just with my camera, rather this side or this side. Technically this side of my camera is the better option, so use the rear end when you can. It's of course harder to be able to watch yourself as well, so you will most likely be looking into here. Currently I'm recording with a proper camera, so it's the case of I can see the viewfinder and I can see the lens. I'm supposed to be looking in the lens, but as you notice, I probably look towards one of your ears because I keep looking at the viewfinder instead of looking at you. And the only major difference that you can notice between a phone and camera like this is of course the lighting. The lighting can dramatically change everything, and it will change the scene. And with a DSLR like this, because it does have autofocus, but it's got only semi-autofocus. My personal DSLR is a Canon EOS 60D. I did create a video for it. It was really bad, but I did create a video for it. And this allows me to be able to, of course, focus on, hey, this is me. The background should be less focused, as well as, of course, all of the lighting and stuff should be sort of right. It won't be 100% right. This is not a high-end camera. This is a low-end camera, even for its time, what was like 10 years ago. So it's not something that I would suggest. Also, if you want to be able to take away glare, one of the best things that I've ever been told is wear sunglasses instead. So you can switch out your normal glasses for sunglasses, and you could also look at the viewfinder at that point, so you can actually do it without too many problems. It's a very helpful thing. So yeah, if you're trying to get into just videoing yourself in your room, this is my workshop, so it's a room that I do go into to be able to work on videos, to play games, as well as just chill out and stuff. It's separate than my bedroom and separate than like the sitting room and things like that, so it is like a work environment, especially right now that I'm doing daily videos. It's so much easier to be able to do daily videos knowing that I'm coming into this environment. I'm not playing games now. I'm literally just like, hey, let's record, let's live stream, whatever I need to do. So much more helpful, and it's one reason that I do suggest to make a space for your recording, even if it's still in the same room as your bedroom or whatever. It's just a little bit more harder to do when it's in your own bedroom, because when you go to bed, you're supposed to go, hey, I'm tired, I'm gonna go sleep. I still edit in bed sometimes and stuff, but I've been trying to make it a thing lately that instead of going to bed, what I'll do is go sit on one of my little sofas, because I have little sofas behind me. There you go, right there, and I can actually record myself. I can actually edit whilst on them with my laptop on my lap and everything. I did a video about my laptop yesterday. So yeah, when it comes to cameras, use your phone. Your phone's probably the best camera that you can have. Even if you have a webcam and things like that, webcams aren't probably the best that you can use. Webcams have a lot of like blur when it comes to things, compared to an actual DSLR, as well as most likely your phone camera. Especially as most modern phone cameras do at least 1080p. Sometimes they do even 4K, like this one. This one does 4K. I don't edit in 4K, I don't release in 4K, what I should probably do it if I was to use this. But I wanted to be able to mix in, later down the line, this camera, what is a Canon EOS 60D, what allows me to be able to do an awesome thing so I can zoom in if I want to, so I can be like real close up and you can hear me. I do have a microphone for this and all that, but I'll go through that gear later. So what about audio equipment and things like that? If you're using your phone, don't worry about audio equipment. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. You can get a lapel mic, but don't hold it in your hand. You can, but it's the case of a lapel mic, or you know those earphones that people still have and all that, what has the little microphone in the bottom. Don't hold that shit. It's the case of it's built to be able to be rather clipped. What's the lapel mic? So it's the little mic that has the little fuzzy bit on top and it's like a block. Clip that to you. That's all you're supposed to do. Or if you're using the earphone with the little mic on it, don't hold it up to your mouth. It's going to peak, it's going to turn around and get to the real high points of making it so that you can't really hear anything, and it's like, what's anti-ASMR called? ear rape. That's what it's like. It's like ear rape for the ears, and it's awful. And even if you just speak it into it, you can hear you breathe and things like that. It's not built for that. It's built to just dangle, and then you'll be able to, of course, hear it properly. One of the other options is, of course, a shotgun mic if you're going towards more of a camera setup. So, such as me, I'm using a Canon EOS 60D, what means that I can use a shotgun mic. It's a very basic shotgun mic. Let me see if I got a mirror. So, as you can see in the mirror, this is my shotgun mic. It's got a windbreaker, what allows me to be able to mess around and be able to go outside. It doesn't completely stop the wind. Windbreakers are also known as dead cats, by the way. So yeah, as you can see, I also have a viewfinder, what means that I can see myself. So I'm sort of seeing right now I'm looking in the viewfinder what's reflecting, because, well, it's not reflecting, it's a recording of this, and then I can of course see the reflection of the viewfinder and everything else. Sometimes mirrors are very helpful, so yeah, that's what you're on. But hey, Sam, I want to do gaming content. There's multiple ways to go about this. If you want to go towards more gaming content instead of like video-based content like this, what you probably want to go towards is rather getting a capture card such as an Elgato and use like a laptop of any kind to be able to capture something like your consoles or something. Or if you want to go more towards like mobile games, you can technically record off that. I'll get into video editing software in just a moment. But yeah, you definitely want to go towards a capture card or being able to turn around and use your phone. There is recording software for phones, and some phones, especially like iPhones and stuff, allow you to record natively off the phone. You can either do your microphone through that as well, or if you were to just do like a podcast thing, you can also just use your phone for the microphone, because you could just press record yourself and then edit that after. And then there's the option of turning around and doing live streams and anything else you want to do for other video based content. If you're going for shorts, use your phone. It's the easiest thing to be able to go for shorts, TikToks or Reels. If you're going to do all of that sort of content, just go towards your phone, because it's the easiest way to be able to record things, as well as probably the best quality that you're going to have off the bat, unless you're going to have a camera like this. What's going to be a lot more confusing and a lot more annoying to be able to mess around with. I mentioned about like how you can edit and stuff like that. I personally use Premiere Pro. I used to use like Vegas Pro. It was a really good software and all that, but it's still reasonably expensive. I think you used to or can possibly still purchase a full-on license for this year's version of that software, but obviously you won't have any upgrades, you won't have any other bug fixes after the year, and it's going to be stuck in the position that it's going to be. It's going to be stuck in the position that it currently is if like Vegas Pro decides to update next year, such as we'll be on like, was it Vegas Pro 24 or something like that. I originally was messing around with it in like Vegas 19 or like Vegas 20 or something. I think I got up to Vegas 20 and then we switched across to Premiere Pro. There is obviously some software that is on mobile that you can mess around with. I think CapCut is one. I personally don't go into like the mobile territory of editing, especially as like I think that you rather have to pay monthly to be able to get rid of the actual like subscription-based model. Well, you have to pay a subscription-based model to be able to, of course, do it. And I personally already have a subscription-based model of Premiere Pro. The only other thing that I can think of off the top of my head that's probably a decent video editor that people keep on suggesting and stuff is DaVinci Resolve. It's a free software to be able to actually edit on, and I think there is some paid elements to it, but it allows you to get started. It allows you to be able to get the basic cuts and be able to actually get everything sorted so that you can actually be able to video edit and things for all of your stuff, as well as it's a non-linear timeline, meaning you're not editing in complete order. You can mess around with the orders and things, so you can talk about other things as you go along. I've done that with one of my latest videos, and it was so good to be able to actually fix a few things that I sort of put in later down the line. Now, when do I actually suggest people to get into YouTube or get into doing these sorts of videos and things like that? To be honest, it's probably best to do it now. It would have been better 4 or 5 years ago, like before all of the pandemic, all of everything else, or even in the pandemic, because obviously everyone was using their phones a lot more, and it would have allowed you to be able to create tons of shorts, create tons of reels, create tons of TikToks, create tons of like normal videos, as well as maybe even live stream and things like that, and get your name out there to be able to, of course, be able to grow, especially as there's so many people using computers and things, or at least using their phone, and that meant that people were very bored for a lot of that, and it would have been good for you to entertain people through that time. time, or even way before. You would have had to probably establish yourself slightly before. But yeah, like if you're going to get into YouTube, get into it now, especially January. January is such a good time to get into YouTube. Do you know why? Simply ad revenue. Ad revenue is a major thing that people have. It's something that happens all the year round, and the bag doubles and increases during December time because everyone wants to be able to purchase things for Christmas, and that's why it's doubled. But the problem with that is that when it comes around to January, no one wants to pay for things. No one wants to be able to buy things. They're skint, they don't have money because, of course, all the ad revenue that has went into things, you've then turned around and purchased things for Christmas and you don't have any money. So what happens? Oh, well, this is halved. This is not all what you get. You might get half of that, and that's for everyone across YouTube. What means that it's probably better to have a break January than anywhere else around the year. So a lot of YouTubers, or a lot of bigger YouTubers, may have a break around this time of year, and that means that if they have a break, what you can do is you can possibly fill in some of the void in some of those areas. Of course, do a lot of research when it comes to the area that you want to be able to get into. Annoyingly, I don't really have a niche that I'm currently in. I guess a trans video creator who does vlogging, technically. Like, I count these as vlogs, I count these as videos that I create like pretty much every day. But obviously if you're creating a video any other time of year, then do that, that's fine. It's not bad to be able to turn around and record when you are not in January. It's not bad to not start in January. Start whenever you can, as soon as you have the idea, as soon as you have the passion and everything, just create the video, create the content, and see about editing. There's plenty of editors that might do it for free if you want to be able to have a person to edit it. I personally will edit for free if it's the case of I'm guaranteed more work afterwards, but it's something that I'll have to change over time, especially doing these daily videos, especially turning around and doing a lot of other things in the near future, especially as I have a meeting in a couple of days. God, that meeting's gonna be scary. And also don't forget that everyone starts from zero. If you already have an Instagram, a Facebook, a Snapchat, whatever else, then use that to, of course, promote yourself. It's the easiest way to be able to get maybe your first 2 subscribers, first 3 subscribers, whatever it is. Your parents may subscribe, your friends may subscribe. If you don't want to, of course, go that route and go anonymously, then do that. That's fine to do anonymous work. You can always do that. There's no problem doing anonymous work where you turn around and you wear a mask or you have like a PNG YouTuber or whatever you want to do. It's not bad to turn around and hide yourself for a little bit. It depends on, of course, the work that you do, because if you're doing vlogging stuff and you're out and about, wearing a mask, probably not the best idea. On top of that, not every trend you have to do. Of course, a trend is helpful to be able to do if someone's popping off in some area and you're like, oh, I can do that sort of content. Do that content if you really feel like it's a part of your niche, a part of your area, a part of the platform that you're trying to create, and a part of the area and audience and things if they would enjoy that. But don't forget, one, safety. Safety is one of the key things when it comes to any part of YouTube. There's been plenty of times that people have run in front of trains. There's been plenty of times that people have done really stupid things where they've like tried doing stupid challenges and things like that, and it's got them hurt or killed or whatever. And it's one of the major things to make sure that you do is be sensible with the challenges that you do. And remember, you don't have to do just videos. You could do podcasts if you really want to. You can do live streams. Well, it is still video-based content, but it might be about like the game that you're currently playing or something that you're enjoying. And in the end of the day, just creating something that might have some sort of story, or if you don't have a story, just advice and things like that. You might have a skill that people want to be able to learn about, or just learn about in general. Sometimes I'm interested in learning about more about a certain video game, or I might be interested in learning about a certain like career and how that would work with anything. And it's okay to be able to be different than the average person who creates a video. But yeah, I hope you create whatever content that you really want to be able to do. If you found this video and it's your first video, go check out one of my other videos. And yeah, thank you very much. I've been Sam, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.